Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Marita. Welcome to my channel, Marbar Makeup. So today, this is the look that we are going for. It's a nice green smoky eye with a graphic liner in the outer corner. So I'm gonna give you a minute to just really look at it. If you like what you see, please continue to watch this video. Like, comment, and share with a friend. With that being said, let's get into this makeup look. Hey, okay, here we go. Jumping straight in with this voiceover. We're gonna first prime our eyelid with the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Coverage Concealer in the shade 405 Toffee Caramel. And I'm also taking my e.l.f. angle contour brush to buff out that concealer all over my eyelid. Okay, next up, we're going to set that concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in the shade Toffee, number 330. After setting that concealer with the Maybelline pressed powder, I am now taking my Makeup Revolution Reloaded Marvelous Mattes palette, and these shades don't have names to them. When I looked on the back, I'm assuming that it's just number 8 because it just has numbers. There is no shade names for them, so I'm just gonna assume that it's number 8, and it's from the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Marvelous Mattes palette. And I also want to quickly mention that I just applied it in the middle of my crease. I patted in and then I swiped just to try to build up that pigmentation with that color. So next we are jumping into the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette, and the shade that I am placing down right now on my outer corner of my eye is Domination. I just wanted to mention that I really love and enjoy the Morphe palettes, their products, just everything period. I really love their products. So I'm taking that shade and I am blending it into that Makeup Revolution green eyeshadow, and I'm also winging it out in my outer corner to give it like I said, a winged out look. So yeah, I'm just dragging that color out and trying to blend in that Domination color along with the green color that I already placed down from the Makeup Revolution palette. Going back into that Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette, and I'm now picking up the shade Come Alive, and I am placing that in front of the green eyeshadow from the Makeup Revolution palette. Now, as you can see, I'm using two different brushes to apply this eyeshadow. One is a smaller brush because I just want to pat in and place the color first, and then the second one is a more fluffier brush that's going to help diffuse the color and blow it out more. I went back into my Makeup Revolution palette and picked up that number 8 green shade, and I'm just reapplying it back into the middle of my crease just to try to bring back the pigmentation, because when I was applying the color from the Morphe palette, I kind of lost some of the color. So I'm just reapplying it to try to bring it back. So basically at this point now, I'm just going back and forth, reapplying those colors just to keep the pigmentation going in the eye look. Still staying with that Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette, and I am placing the color Trance underneath my eyebrow. Once again, still staying with the Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. Now I picked up the shade OG. I accidentally did this. I did not mean to pick up this color. Honestly, I don't even know what I was thinking at this point, because when I did the first eye originally, I did not use this shade at all. And so I know I wanted to try to blend out the top of my eyeshadow look, but I did not mean to use that color. I should have just stuck with the shade Trance that was underneath, that I placed underneath my eyebrow. So as you can see, I went back into Trance and I reapplied it because I lost that color once I applied the OG shade by mistake. So now, as you can see, I just picked up a pigment. It's by Jessie Girl. It's an eye dust pigment. I'm not sure of the shade because it's not on my container anymore. I guess when I opened it, I must have ripped off the color by mistake, like the name of the color by mistake. So unfortunately, guys, I can't tell you what shade that's in. But it's a nice pigment, and I just applied that to my outer corner where that wing liner or the wing eyeshadow is. Next up, I picked up this black Radiance True Complexion HD corrector. I'm not sure of the shade the shade of this HD corrector. As I'm looking at the back of the packaging, it just says number 8046, but I'm not sure if it has a name or if it just has a number for the shade. And I'm just applying that on my eyelid, not necessarily doing a cut crease, but I'm just using it to be like a oh my gosh, I can't think of my words right now. A base. Oh my goodness, I'm like having such a brain fart right now. I'm using that concealer as a base to apply this other Jessie Girl pigment. It's another eye dust pigment, and I do have the name of this one. It's called Sunlit Cactus. So as you can see, I am applying that on top of the Black Radiance concealer, and just patting that on, trying not to have too much fallout with this eye dust pigment. And after applying that, I'm just once again going back in with those colors that I applied above that pigment, just to bring back the pigmentation in the crease of my eye. I'm also going to reapply that Jessie Girl eye dust pigment into the outer corner of my eyelid. going back into that Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palette, I am applying the shade Power Play into the inner corner of my eyelid and blending that into the previous shade that's behind it, Come Alive. And I just want to quickly mention that you want to make sure that you blend all of your shades in your eye look very well. You want to make sure that everything kind of looks as seamless as you can. So take your time and blend out your shades. Okay, next up, I am picking up my Clinique Pretty Easy Liquid Eyelining Pen Eyeliner Precision Extreme. Whoa. So anyway, I'm doing my wing liner with this eyeliner. I really like this eyeliner. When I do my eye makeup, it's like my allergies are so bad anymore, so it's I'm so sensitive with certain things that I use on my eyes. So getting this Clinique eyeliner has been great. It doesn't make my eyes water at all. Any other eyeliner that I use will usually make my eyes tear up, and then there you go, my whole makeup look that I spent so much time on gets messed up. But not with this eyeliner. It really does work for me. I suggest it. So if you have like sensitive eyes like I do, I highly suggest you try this Clinique eyeliner. It's amazing. So for the most part, most of the video is sped up, but I wanted to slow down this part of the makeup look so that you can see how I apply my eyeliner. And I'm glad that I was able to capture this, because doing a wing eyeliner it takes a lot of practice. It's not the easiest thing. You have to be patient, and you just have to take your time and just try to follow the shape of your eye the best that you can. I mean, like, I really don't know how else to say that or explain it. Just take your time and keep practicing, and you'll get it. If you struggle like I used to with doing wing liners, like, you'll get it. But it's funny. Like, I swear, sometimes I feel like I do two different shapes when it comes to my wing liner. Like, sometimes I feel like not one shape, but the outer part of the wing, like one eye is higher than the other. So I'm always like concentrating, trying to make sure that I at least try to get them to match somewhat. Anyway, enough of the talking. I just picked up my NYX Vivid Brights in the shade Vivid Envy VBL07, and I am applying that eyeliner on top of my Clinique eyeliner, and then I'll kind of drag it in to the inner part of my eye, like where the middle of my crease is. So I'll do the wing on the outside, and then I'll drag it back into the middle part of my eyelid crease. And as you could see previously, I had to take a deep breath first before starting this wing liner, because it takes a lot of concentration, especially when you're doing the double wing liner. You want to make sure that you get that as right as you can. It's just, it can be a struggle. You don't want to mess up your eye look, and yeah, you just don't want to mess up your eye look. So I was literally holding my breath every time that I had to go in and do this eyeliner. Okay, now after checking to make sure that my eyeliner is okay, I'm picking up the mascara They're Real by Benefit, and I'm using that to coat my lashes with before applying my false lashes on top. The false lashes that I'm using in this video are from the beauty supply store, and I threw away the container that it came in, so I can't remember what brand it was and what number that they are. So they're just some random lashes that I'm applying for this look. But I did use the Duo eyelash glue, the one that has the brush, and I used that to apply my lashes with. Okay, after applying my lashes, I'm now going to go in and prime my face. I am using the Second Skin Primer Drops by Asolute. I bought this in my local beauty supply store. So I'm going to prime my face with that. And after applying these liquid drops, I'll be using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And it does make you look poreless. Like, that putty primer is amazing. It really does smooth out your skin, so when you do apply your foundation on top of it, like, your skin looks flawless. Absolutely flawless. I have no complaints. Like, I really love that putty primer. And then I'll be going back, not going back, but I'll be putting those liquid drops on my forehead because I forgot to prime my forehead. So that's what you see me doing right now. Next up, I am taking the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Long Wear Concealer, and it claims to be crease proof and 16-hour wear. But I don't wear my makeup for 16 hours, so I can't say whether or not that claim is true, but it does work for helping to correct all that dark pigmentation that I have on my face. Like, as you can see, underneath my eyes and around my mouth are pretty dark, so I use that corrector concealer on top of those areas, and then I apply the rest of my face foundation, or the rest of my face products on top of that, I should say. I am highlighting today with my L'Oreal Infallible Wear in the shades 405 and 410, which is the Toffee Caramel, and I'm trying to find the other shade. I believe it's Almond. Yes, 410 Almond. And I'm just applying that underneath my eyes and taking my e.l.f. Total Face sponge and blending that out. And my sponge is wet, by the way. I like to use it wet to blend out my concealer and my foundation on my face. Okay, so after blending out that concealer in the number 410 underneath my eyes, I go back into the inner corner and I put 405 there, and I'm gonna let that sit for a minute to try to let it dry down a little to have better coverage with it. So while that's sitting, I'm going to apply my e.l.f. oil-free medium coverage foundation in the shade 450 Carmel, and I'm just going to blend that out all over my face, and try to make sure that you blend it out as good as you can, or just blend it out very good. You don't want to see any harsh lines of demarcation. You want to bring it down your chin, going towards your neck. Whatever is left on my sponge, I usually will blend it out around my ears just to try to make everything look as seamless as possible. So now I am blending out that concealer that I let sit for a minute underneath my eyes. And I'm just taking my sponge, using the pointy part of the sponge underneath my eyes and the flat part of the sponge all over my face. And I just go back and forth with that sponge and just blend out all my face products just to make everything look as flawless as possible. Take your time. Like, the video is sped up at this point, so I didn't want to hold you guys and have you just sitting there watching me apply foundation forever. But take your time and make sure everything is blended out. I am now taking my Beauty Bakery Flour Better Not Bitter, and I'm taking the Oat Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm setting that concealer under my eyes with that setting powder. With this setting powder, for me, I like to use it very sparingly. Like, you want to start off with a little bit at a time. Well, in my opinion, well, no, not saying in my opinion, but for me, I don't like to bake because it makes me too dry underneath my eyes when I bake. So I'll just place the translucent powder there, just pat it in to that, to set that concealer. Like I said, I can't bake. It really dries underneath my eyes out when I do that. So I use a little bit of that and I'll set my concealer. And then on top of that, I am taking my Maybelline Fit Me powder again in 330 Toffee on top of that, just so that I don't like my under eye too bright. So that kind of tones it down for me. So I'll take my Maybelline Fit Me 330 Toffee on top of that and set my concealer. I also forgot to mention, before setting your concealer, you want to blend out your concealer one more time before applying any of your setting powders. You want to make sure that you blend out everything so that you don't have any crease lines, because that's not a good look. So make sure you blend out your concealer first before setting it. Now, all over my face, I'm setting my foundation with my MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation. I'm in the shade NC55. So I set my foundation with that. And after that, I am contouring my face with the CoverGirl Queen Ebony Bronzer in Q120. I don't think that they make this anymore. As you can see, I hit pan on mine, so I've had it for a while. It's pretty old, but it still does the job. So I'm contouring my face with that. And then after contouring my face, I will take my Revlon Color Stay Mineral Finishing Powder in 030 Sunkiss. And I don't think that they have this product out anymore either. But as you can see, it still highlights well on my face. So yeah, I'm using that to highlight with today. It's a very pretty glowy look. Like, I love how it makes the high points of my face just pop and glow. It just gives you a nice, healthy, natural glow. And I love that. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, so before putting that Revlon Color Stay Mineral Finishing Powder on, I actually applied my blush, and it's the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. Okay, now I am picking up another Morphe palette. It's the 18S Sunset Beats palette, and I'm using the shade Landscape. I'm just trying to darken the outer wing and underneath my eyelid. so now I'm picking up the palettes I used previously on my eyelid. I'll be taking up the Makeup Revolution palette and taking that green shade that's in there. I'll be applying that to the middle of my lash line and going towards the inner corner of my lash line. I'll be using the shades from my Morphe 3503 Fierce by Nature palettes. I'll use the two shades Come Alive and Power Play. I didn't show this on camera, but in my waterline, I used the Scandalized Waterproof by Rimmel London. I used the shade 005 Nude. So yeah, I didn't show that on camera. I actually did that off camera just to try to save some time. And yeah, I'm still going back in with all of those shadows I applied to my eyelid previously. Still applying them to the lower lash line. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to be setting my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'll let that dry down off camera, and I'm coming back on now to apply my lip liner. It's also by Morphe in the shade Vibes. I'm going to outline my lips with that, and then I will take my MAC lipstick in the shade Blankety. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, after that, that will complete the makeup look. So yeah, here's the completed look. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you watch to the end, I want you to do me a favor and please leave some green hearts in the comment section just to let me know that you watched it to the end. And here's some still shots of the makeup look. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Till the next time, bye.